This video is an update and explanation of why I will be silent for at least 6 months. My Facebook wall and YouTube channel have evidence videos documenting extreme government corruption and persecution I have endured. They won't leave me alone no matter what I do or where I go. I have been scheduled under the Mental Health Act over and over, and where they kidnap, imprison, drug and torture me. I have lost the front 2 inches of my brain from the brain damage they have inflicted on me through torture. I am not crazy. I simply stood up to evil and told what everyone knows is the truth. Put aside the disgusting gaslighting and realize why there are no longer any whistleblowers. This is what happens to them. They get kidnapped by psychiatry and run through a meat grinder like I have been. I kept saying in the past that I need medical care and the government is trying to kidnap me every time I try, while scumbags just gaslight me and deny it no matter how much evidence I put up. Late last year I was very close to death. I went far away to another hospital, John Hunter Hospital. I was so sick that I went blind along the way and had to have the bus driver help me. I came with a message explaining that I am a fugitive without a crime because I am a whistleblower. I gave them evidence to look at to confirm my claims and situation and asked for political asylum from my persecutors. They looked at my evidence and confirmed it all to be true. I have it all on record. Then I was left in an emergency department for a full day and night with no word from anyone. I was supposed to be getting scans done at another hospital and after they found severe damage consistent with torture. But after a whole day, they couldn't get the national ambulance they ordered. Instead, an alternative local ambulance appeared and took me to another hospital. Upon entering, I was told that I am at a psychiatric facility and I am being kidnapped again. I was lied to. They force-drugged me, which left me paralyzed and in extreme pain while the man in charge molested me. This has happened, like they force-drugged me as soon as I got there. No, I was just sitting there silent and they force-drugged me. While imprisoned, all I could do is scream in pain until they decided to scan me a day later, finding a bowel obstruction that almost killed me. I complained and it took them a whole day to bring out a scanner. I barely survived, and a few days later they began drugging me again. I was imprisoned for about 2 weeks and then transported back to Wyong Hospital, who are responsible for my kidnapping and tortures and a whole lot of other crimes. Sky News covered this a while back. Just look up Wyong Hospital scandals. I spent another month in there, imprisoned and drugged, and let out on a legal order to force drug me for 6 months, in the name of a so-called mental illness of believing the government is corrupt. Yes, believing the government is corrupt is apparently a mental illness if the year is 1984. I put up with 6 months of forced drugging, which is absolute torture, leaving me in the worst pain of my life. I did so for a reason, to show that they won't leave me alone no matter what. This is not the first time they have done this. They do it over and over again, and they never stop. So I had to go on the run in the past 8 years, hunted by so-called mental health services. All this time, they won't leave me alone. My last video shows that they are railroading me in a kangaroo court. It shows it crystal clear. I would rather die than be tortured to the extreme with these drugs. They aren't even drugs, they are lethal poison made originally to kill and torture animals. I've lost the front of my brain already, before being drugged for 6 months now. They won't stop, they won't leave me alone. So I have to go back on the run. If they catch me, they will drug me again and do horrific things worse than death. They won't leave me alone. Someone, somewhere, help me. I need emergency political asylum from being forced drugged by the government. I'm in extreme pain and disorientation from being drugged. I can't focus because of the drugs. This is how they take out every whistleblower and witness to their crimes. They declare you mentally ill and force drug you to death with poison. The very administrator of Wyong Hospital used to be a convicted mass murderer. This scum has to die, and it is the only way. Help me. I will be on the run and not able to talk for at least 6 months. And even then, they will just do another kidnapping and declare me mentally ill all over again until, if they find me. I will never be safe ever, anywhere, ever. This never ends. There is no other way. Help me kill them all, or they will come for you next. There is nothing legal about this. I quote Section 10 of the Human Rights Act. Protection from torture and cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment, etc. No one may be tortured or treated or punished in a cruel, inhuman or degrading way. No one may be subjected to medical or scientific experimentation or treatment without his or her free consent. They do not have my consent.